Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So here we have Dell PowerEdge T140 server. It's a server computer here, as you can see. You can see the specification here. We have this 8 GB RAM inbuilt and two hard disk installed, two SAS hard disk installed already here in server T140. As you can see, this one is the RAID controller. This one is the RAID controller wire. We need this RAID controller wire to RAID this server, and we're gonna start the process here. There are lots of people who are confused installing Windows Server in server PowerEdge desktops. So we're gonna process the installation of server Windows to the server desktop, and there are lots of confusions regarding RAID. People want whether it's gonna be banks or any saving organizations. They need RAID. They need RAID mirroring server. So we're gonna process to the RAID here. As we can see, this we have two hard disks installed here. These are 1 TB two hard disks, two pieces of hard disk here. This one is 1 TB, another one is also 1 TB. So we have two pieces of hard disk here. We're gonna RAID one first. If we RAID one, then only one hard disk will be mirrored. One hard disk will be hide and one hard disk will be shown. It's gonna be the process of approx half an hour, but we're gonna sort this video here. As you can see, we will not waste your time, and we're gonna start the installation of Windows Server 2012 or 2019 to the server desktop, and we will also know how to RAID these server. So we're gonna press the power button here. I'm pressing the power button. We'll go first to the BIOS. We'll enter to the BIOS here. We should set some BIOS setting. So we are entering to the BIOS setup here to change some BIOS settings. And as you can see, this one system BIOS, in system BIOS you can change the BIOS settings. IDRAC settings are for RAID settings, and we'll enter to the system BIOS. As you can see, we have system information, memory setting, process setting, and SATA setting. We'll go to the SATA setting here. We'll press enter. As you can see, this one there are two methods. As you can see, you can install normal Windows without RAID with the HCI mode, and if you want to RAID this server, then you have to set the RAID option here. So we have already set this RAID option, and we will back and go to the boot setting. We will enter here. As you can see, normally this desktop comes with UEFI, and I've showed you this SATA setting. This desktop comes with HCI mode setting, and in boot setting it will comes with UEFI. So it comes with HCI and UEFI setting because of installing normal Windows server without RAID. So if we want to RAID this desktop, then we have to set the SATA setting to the to RAID mode and to boot setting to the BIOS mode. So we have already completed the settings here, and we will save this, and we will wait for a while. So we're gonna enter to the RAID mode option to RAID these two SSDs, these two hard disks, and we will wait for a while for the RAID configure. So we are waiting for the rate controller option here. We should go to the rate setting by pressing Ctrl R. It will show the instruction here. We are waiting for the instructions. So we are pressing Ctrl R. We have pressed Ctrl R to enter here in RAID configure setting. So as you can see, we have these two non-RAID 931 GB. It's 1 TB hard disk. 1 TB one hard disk and another is 1 TB also. There are two 1 TB hard disks installed here. So first, it's as you can see, these two hard disks are in non-RAID. So we have to make these RAID. So we will delete the virtual disk first. We will select all by pressing A. We have selected two hard disks here. We will enter here, and as you can see, if you want to confirm, you can press C. So we have pressed C, and it's in delayed process. So we have deleted these two hard disks. Those were non-RAID, and we're gonna create new one here. Create virtual disk. We will click here. We will select all by pressing A and enter. And as I already told you, if you want to make these two hard disks in RAID 0, these two hard disks will be shown there in your partitions. RAID 0 will mirror your hard disk, but it's not gonna back up your data truly as RAID 1 backups. So most of the people prefer for RAID 1 here. You can show the setting here to the RAID 1. So we have entered here to the RAID 1. When you set the RAID 1 option, one hard disk is gonna be mirrored. So we will press enter here, and as you can see, these are the instructions and they are showing. If you want to continue, then you can enter here, and as you can see, you have to press your read and write through, and we will press to the option read and write through, and it's the default option here. And for confirmation, you can press C. As you can see, it's showing for pressing C. So we have pressed C, and it's creating the virtual disk here, the RAID 1 file, the RAID 1 disk. So we have this RAID 1 disk, 930 GB, it's 1 TB hard disk. Though we have two hard disks, but it's gonna show only one RAID, only one disk, because one disk is mirrored. So we're gonna continue to the boot option here. As you can see, we can continue to the boot option, and I have this pen drive, bootable pen drive, Server 2012 R2, and we're gonna install the Windows Server 2012 R2 to this desktop, to this T140 server, and we'll continue to the boot option. So we have pressed F11 for boot option. As you can see, it's showing one shot boot BIOS boot menu. We will enter here, and my USB bootable disk is here, as you can see. So we will press to the bootable disk, and it's gonna open the pen drive. It's gonna it's the same process to installing Server 2012 R2 is the same process of installing Windows 10 or 11 as we install in normal desktop or laptops. So
start.
We're gonna install the Server 2012 R2 here. We'll press the next button, install now. And we need a key, a universal key. I have a universal key. You can search in Google if you need, or you can save this key what I'm typing, D2 N9P 3P6 X9 2R39G 7RTCD MDVJX. So we will enter here. You can choose the key from Google if you need a software until auto key. So we will process with GUI option here. We'll click next and reset. And as you can see, this is the point where you need a RAID controller. We have already set this setting to the RAID controller, and we need, as you install Windows 11 or 10 in 11 gen laptops, and it needs RAID controller file. It's the same process here in server. You need a RAID controller file here. I have already downloaded RAID controller file. So we're gonna enter here to the load driver, browse, and it's the same process we install in 11 gen laptop. We install Windows 10 or 11 in 11 gen laptops. As you know, it's gonna be laptops or desktops. We need RAID controller in 11 gen. It's the same process in server. We need controller. So we need the RAID controller. I've already downloaded the RAID controller here. You can download this RAID controller from Intel official website, and I have downloaded the PowerEdge version of S140 here. So we have this 1 TB. Though we have two pieces of 1 TB hard disk here, but it's showing only 1 TB in partition because we have mirrored 1 TB hard disk. So we have mirrored this 1 TB hard disk, and it's showing only 1 TB in partitions here. We will apply here, okay. And it's gonna be the same process we install Windows 10 or 11 in any laptops or desktops.